Can you see me?
Yeah, can you see me?
Yes. You can hear me correctly?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Hi.
Hey, how have you been? It's been too long.
Yeah. I'm so nervous. I have, oh my goodness. I'm so nervous. I'm like sweating. So brace me. Like I might be, a little crazy. So,
You'll be fine. You'll be
okay.
fine. And plus, you look great.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think you're glitching out a little bit. Let me make sure or this is working. Make sure check on your side too, just to make sure you're not
Okay.
having any problems.
Okay.
Hmm? You cut out for a second. Let's see. Yeah, my fan is on to keep the computer cool down as well.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
on my iPad, so I hope that's good. I only use it for love and deep space. So I hope it should be good. Is it all right now?
It's all right. You're still glitching a little bit, but it should be okay, I think.
Okay.
Also, you keep zooming in and out.
I do. Is
Yes.
I okay. I don't sorry. I've never let me see. I've never used Zoom before. Said something about Zoom uses like center stage, which is like where it like here. I think I can help me. Ah,
It's
on
look.
this video. Is it okay? I don't let me see video and effects. Okay. Did that work?
Oh, it looks like it worked.
Okay. Ah, trying to figure out how to do this with nails is not for the weak. Um, I don't know how to make that disappear. Do I I'm scared to like exit out. There we go. Okay. I was scared if I exited out, it would like cancel the call. Okay.
That's
All right.
perfect. That's perfect. So, but overall, how's Monday going since we're 24 hours ahead?
Oh, honestly, it's great. Um, I know the future and everything. I'm after this, I think I'm gonna film for some YouTube stuff. But I think it's good. I think it's good. Yeah.
Okay, okay, great. Yeah, I'm still behind. It's a little dark over here in the States. It's it's kind of cloudy. It rained hard earlier.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it was storming. So,
Oh my
it looks
goodness.
like it's back to normal.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so,
Good.
oh, if the small talk is over, I guess we can go ahead and get this thing started.
Okay.
So, again, I love the small talk first. I don't want to get into it quickly now. So, happy Sunday, everybody. This is Phil. I'm host of the Conversation Podcast, and it's almost the next week of Pride Month. So it's time for another episode today. So I have a special guest with me here. Introduce yourself. Who is WTH Allie I'm speaking to?
My name is Wthallie. I go by he, him. I am a drag queen, a YouTuber. I make ASMR content, nail content. I have run multiple art businesses that specialize in anime art. I've been a cosplayer for years. I just love creating and just being part of like I like just being queer and being, I don't know how to explain it, but just like being myself and then seeing each other, within the queer community and stuff. So, and I'm a big nerd too. So.
Hey, it all goes hand in hand, right?
Yeah, it really
Yeah.
does.
Listen, again, you're wearing many hats.
Yeah.
There you go. Now, before we get into it, let's start with a little bit of an icebreaker.
Mhm.
Now, since you've been in Japan for a couple of years now, what's like some of the cities you haven't been to yet?
The cities I haven't been to, I have not been to the prefecture of Hokkaido, which is like the northern part. I haven't
Hmm.
been there yet. And then I
Okay.
haven't been to Okinawa yet. So like Okinawa is like an island off the coast of Japan.
Hmm.
And I really want to visit Okinawa because every like person that I'm here that I'm really close to is Okinawan. They're super cool there. I've been to like Fuke, I've been to Osaka, Tokyo, like all that area, like everywhere that like everyone always goes to. I've been there like many times. But like the very tippy top and the very bottom, I have not been to yet, which is like soon, hopefully soon, you know.
I'm trying to get there for my birthday. I see all my friends. I think you saw that I just spoke to another voice actor
Yeah.
on yesterday, Morgan Berry. She's trying to go to Korea next month.
Oh yeah, I've been to
So
Korea.
don't say
Yeah.
that. Don't say that. I'm still trying to get there. What it would take? Like, I'm trying to save as much money as possible, but I'm going to another convention in 2 weeks, so there's that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So I'm trying to save as much as I can for my birthday for September. So hopefully I'll be able to come there. If not, then I'll just go in 2027. Who knows? But
I
I will
don't
make
think
it
it's
work.
bad. Yeah, you will. You will. It's
Hmm.
pretty good. I definitely recommend it. I mean, obviously, like I live here, so it must be fun.
Yeah, because I was gonna say like I think the prices are a lot cheaper now to go out to Japan, and maybe I think so.
Yeah, they're decent. It just depends. Like the flight is really what makes or breaks it. You know, like it's about the time you come, and then like for me and my husband, we use Airbnbs when we travel, or we use like campers and stuff. We'd never use hotels. It's way too expensive. So
Oh,
that would be what I recommend.
hotels are expensive.
Oh yeah. Oh
Oh,
yeah. So expensive for like no reason at all, too, because it's so ridiculous. Um, but yeah, I also use a VPN when I like book anything so that like I'm in Japan because my phone will like register me in like Seattle for some reason. And I'll get a cheaper price. So versus like if I'm on like a US thing, you know?
well,
So yeah,
shoot.
that helps
Well,
a
shoot.
lot too.
Well, shoot. I
Mhm.
better start making some friends on the internet so I ain't got to spend money at the hotels. But I'll cross that bridge when I get to it.
Yeah, yeah.
So, now that the ice is broken, I guess we can go into the main event here. So
Okay.
there's 20 questions, and I'm gonna put them into two parts to make this go faster, okay?
Okay.
So, section one is art, nails, and creative identity. Now, this is gonna be a two-part question, okay? Uh,
Okay.
what first got you into nail art, and when did it become something you took seriously? Part two, how would you describe your style to someone seeing your work for the first time?
So I got into nails when I was in high school. I've always admired nails. Like my mom and my auntie like used to go to the nail salon and they would get their nails done and like my auntie she would get like long nails with like all these detail art. I just really liked it, but like I couldn't get them done myself as a kid. So it wasn't something like I grew up with. It was just something I grew up admiring. So I got to high school and all these girls were getting their nails done and I just like it was something like that I just wanted so badly, but I we just couldn't afford it. So I saved a bunch of money from all my jobs that I was working at the time and I got like some acrylic, I got some monomers, some brushes, a file, everything. And I at first it was just so that like I could do nails, for myself, but then I started making money off of it. Like I would do like my friends' nails and stuff and I was like, "Oh, okay, like maybe this is something that I could, do as a career." When I was thinking more like nail tech, right? Not, which is so different from what I do now, right?
Right.
Um, but doing nails, I started to get more into like the art aspect of it rather than like a beauty thing. Like I was like, how can I like do the next thing? So like I started doing like twisty nails. I did like these long crazy nails and like this patent art and everything. And I was like, oh, so this is something that I can, like really express my creativity because I was an art kid as a, younger. So I was like, this is more than just nails. This is a whole new thing, right? Um, and then in terms of like how I would describe my style, I would really out there. anything for me, it's like the hair has to be big, it has to be crazy. The makeup, it needs to be crazy, it needs to be big. The nails, the outfits, like everything to the extreme. I love just like standing out. And I love color. I don't like to be one thing. You know, if I'm wearing all black, my makeup needs to be colorful. My nails need to be colorful. Something needs to stand out. You know, I'm not like, you know, just a one note person, you know. That's how I would describe it. You know, just really out there, you know, artsy fartsy, you know.
Yeah, and when I first met you, I know you had a little love for doing all the nail art designs. Because one thing I will discuss is how she used to having all those long nails all the time. Like, can she like tap or eat food or something?
Oh yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's kind of tricky.
Yeah, yeah, I love it. It's just I don't know, it's like an expression. I feel like I have like, you know, instead of one mouth, I have three mouths. So like I just these are my separate teeth, you know. I'm like, you know, I don't know. It
Mm.
just is crazy. I like it. It's so
But
expressive.
but I was like, it's too pretty to get dirty though. I don't want you to do that. But yeah, you got a lot of people in art school, and I think we have SCAD back over here. So I
Oh
see a lot
yeah,
of
yeah, I remember SCAD.
oh, you've been SCAD?
I met a lot of my friends were there. They went to school there when I would go to the conventions where I met. Like
Oh,
they,
okay, that makes
yeah,
sense. I
yeah,
forgot about that.
yeah.
Sorry, it's been a long time since we last spoke. So, I'm just
I
trying to
know.
keep touch. But yes, all the art stuff, like, when you were a kid, because I've seen people who would like to, draw stick figures, and then they see all the crazy stuff like these pop culture things, and they just mash it together into something very beautiful, like you're putting together some kind of tapestry together.
Mm-hmm.
So something that
Yeah.
people will love. And listen, you abroad, you're still making nail art and maybe selling them because I don't know how the selling thing, like I know you have to like, try to get them across, not just to here in the States, but also like to different countries as well. If people want
Yeah.
those.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm very picky now about like doing them because I want to like I want my nail pieces to be appreciated and I want to collaborate with other artists. So instead of just like doing nails because like I want to collaborate with other drag queens, I want to collaborate with burlesque dancers, like just people all over in the art community or in the performance arts. Like that's what I want. You know, I want to connect in that way. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I could talk to Victoria Moesner since I just interviewed her. I think you saw that I interviewed her, right?
Yes, yes, I did.
Back back at Faye, I could put in a good word.
I'll let you know when my books are open.
I could just, yeah, because I could just send her your way and tell her, I sent it to you and all that stuff. So yeah, I've been trying to like, ever since this month started, I'm trying to showcase these creators and artists. Shoot, I got another LGBTQ on VA tomorrow.
Oh
Her
wow.
name, her name is Abigail Blythe, and she was Kyoko and Kaiju number 8.
Oh wow.
Yes. So yeah, I got a few LGBTQ people, but some of the people that I just couldn't get because they're kind of hard to get and they're top tier
Oh,
people.
oh no, I fully understand. Yeah, everybody's busy and we're just building up and creating things. Like you are creating this show and a platform for people to talk on. So like I fully get it.
Well, hey, I'm trying to make sure I'm not just sitting on my hands doing nothing. I gotta do something. Listen, I barely like, it's hard. Like I'm saving money to go these places, but I just can't afford it right now. So I'm stuck here at home. So I was like, okay, so what else can I do to get myself out there? So this is one way to do it,
I
because
think
I
it's a
could,
great.
because it's hard to travel these days right now.
Yes, yes, it is. It's expensive.
I don't, ain't that the understatement of the year? So, but yes, all the nail art that I've seen from the last 3 years are amazing. I don't know how many you've done to them, probably like over 2,000 of them.
Probably
So,
something along that lines.
well, hey, you got a passion for it.
Mm-hmm. I do.
But please don't stop. I don't want you to stop. Keep doing it.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. So, um, next up, now, where does your inspiration usually come from when creating a set?
I get a lot of inspiration from Black culture and like I and there's like different categories of it. So like I like growing up, I was really into like heavy metal and rap and pop and like in those like music videos, like you had all these people wearing these just such unique clothing. Um And then I think about like, like Garu, like that big
Yeah.
subculture here in Japan. So like I love like anything super expressive and loud and just gore. Like I don't know how to like I want to sink my teeth into it. Like I love it so much. So like that like I don't know, it's like so glam, so like artsy, like everything. Like I try to look at like a bunch of different creators, like different queer creators, different black creators, and like I'm looking at their art and I'm just like amazed. I'm like, oh my God, why didn't I think of that? That's so amazing. And like I was really into like comics and manga, growing up. So like, look thinking about like superhero costumes, right? They're so
Yeah.
out there. They're so colorful. Like every design, like I remember like my mom making fun of like Wonder Woman's costume growing up, but I was just like, are you kidding me? Like it's so gorgeous. Like, the whole like they look so ugly, like they're wearing high heels. Why would they wear like the skimpy outfits? But I was like, those skimpy outfits are so badass, like that stuff is so cool, Um, just like anything like true, authentic creativity. I just oh my goodness, like you can think of like anything, like looking around you, like how do I apply this into art, like I've been doing that My Little Pony series on my Instagram of like the sets inspired by them, and I'm like looking at these different photos and I'm looking at like these different textures, like how do I combine the shapes and the composition and like how do I combine all that to make something like that just flows and reads so well, you know what I'm saying? Like just like that authenticity in the art form. It's just I don't know that like it tingles my brain. That's where I get it from. I think.
Okay, so pretty much it's looking at the music stuff, then the pop culture stuff, stuff like Little Pony, Tangled, all that
Yeah,
stuff, and like pretty much like any like cute girl stuff that y'all into, kawaii art, if I could say
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Like just anything. It's just so cool, you know.
Okay, because I was like when I looked at you doing like the goth, I was like, I don't think she's much of a kawaii person. She does a lot of goth anime stuff.
Yeah, I love like the mix of it because like I for me like I feel like a very colorful person. I feel like a very bright person. But like whenever I wear like bright colorful clothing, I feel so washed out. I feel like it's not me. I feel like like the Junji Ito meme where like he's so like, happy go lucky, he loves cats and stuff, but then he's so like dark and like makes like this like crepey, art, right? And then you have the creator of like Studio Ghibli, and he's like so
Yeah.
mad and sad and angry, but like this art that he makes that comes out of him is like so colorful, it's so hopeful. Like I don't know if that makes sense. Like I like the dichotomy of myself of like being like this dark edgy person, but then making colorful things, like making happy things.
And you want to make the happy things because it's not all. Listen, it's not just helping you be more playful. It's also, staying positive because sometimes you will have those dark moments, and you just want to create something that's really more colorful and cute to help you get back on the positive side of things as well.
Yeah, yeah, of course. It's just so cool to see like bright, colorful things, and I feel like you can be more experimental with it rather than doing something like, I don't know, I feel like it's like the same thing all over the time, like of like just the black clothing and the chains and stuff. Like it's like, I want to switch it up. Can this be, a different way of looking at, alternative culture? Like, is this, a new idea or concept like that we can add, Does that make sense?
Yeah, that
Like
makes
just
sense.
yeah.
And listen, you want to be have the freedom to do your own thing without any restrictions. I don't
Oh
want y'all to put strings on us. Do not put strings
yeah.
on us. Please let's be free to do our own thing. Because if we don't, it won't be amazing.
I know, right? Like you have just to be free.
Freedom, freedom to do whatever you want.
Hmm.
So keep doing that. Keep doing the cute stuff, okay?
Thank you, thank you.
Mm,
Oh,
okay. Now,
there we go.
here's another two-part question.
Okay.
Now, what's the most detailed or meaningful set you ever made? And part two,
Mhm.
how do you feel like your art reflects who you are as a person?
Okay. So I think the most detailed set I ever made, and recently, right, was probably my Applejack set that I did. because
Cereal? It's cereal?
Sarah, no, 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 the My Little Pony Applejack set. It
I was
was
about to say,
the
wait, what?
Yeah, no, 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 not that one. The Applejack, the My Little Pony character.
Okay,
So
okay.
yeah, yeah. So basically, um, during that time period, I was like on suspension from my job because I had had like a mental breakdown at work. My boss had like told me over and over again like that I was like replaceable and stuff, and I was like just really, really depressed, and like I was like being let go, and it was just like a really hard time for me. And I hadn't been doing nail art for like a year. I had like basically just felt like so disconnected. I felt like I wasn't creating enough. And like I was trying to get back into it, but it's such a slow process for me because like doing these sets, they take me weeks to do. Like I'm still working on this set behind me, and I've been working on it since like February. I'm like always like crafting these little pieces and stuff and planning and redoing, and I just felt so miserable. I felt so unappreciated, and I was just like I was going through a lot of family deaths at the time. So I was like, okay, screw it. And so I started with the Pinkie Pie set, which a lot of people liked. But then when I thought of like Applejack, I was like, I felt like a character that like is probably the total opposite of me, like a character that like would never wear something that I wear, right? I was combining like I found some old jeans from my neighbors and I like cut those up and I put them into the nails. I made like 3D apple pie slices into the nails, and I was combining these old buttons that my friend had gave me, and I just like took all these pieces that I had. I didn't order anything. I just like free flowed, like a free fall of like just really being in the creative element and just creating because I wanted to. And it didn't matter. I wasn't worried about my job. I was fired. I didn't have anything, right? I was super depressed. And then I'm here and then I made them. And a lot of people didn't like them, but I liked it. I liked how it turned out. I loved it. And I was this is what I've been looking for. This creative flow and not giving a shit. Just being myself and not worrying about what anybody thought anymore. And it was like coming back to what I truly began loving about nails. So that I think was the most important detailed set that I've done, and it had such an impact on me. I totally forgot the other part to the question.
Yeah. How do you feel like your art reflects who you are as a person?
Oh, I would say like for me, like it's I want people to see me and go like that's like a very accepting person, a very open-minded person, somebody who's free and not chained down. Like a lot of the people I meet, I have like this impact. It's like a common thing I hear of like you have taught me how to, be okay expressing myself and be who I want to be. So when for me, through my art, through my drag and everything, like that's kind of what I want is I want people to just feel free to be who they want to be, like in any form what it is, being human, is
Hmm.
weird. Just be
Yeah.
weird,
Yeah, it's okay to be weird. There are some people out here who like to just, bully others because how they look or how they receive things. And listen, I was
Yeah.
bullied, and listen, we all went through a hard time through elementary school and middle school and whatnot.
Mhm.
People will
Yeah.
judge me because of the stuff that I'm into, but it's who I am because I really like this stuff. And
Mhm.
it's really difficult that we ourselves have to try to explain that to them, but they sort of just don't get the concept. So it's
Yeah.
like, there's an old saying, you know, and I think my granddad might agree with me with this because he told me 100 times, I can lead a horse to water, but I can't make him drink it.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. 100%. Some people just they don't understand it. Like you don't have to explain yourself to anybody. You just be you and you just exist. Why does, everything need an explanation? I heard this thing too one time where it was like the universe doesn't owe you an explanation. You don't owe anybody an explanation. Like the world just is what it is. We exist. We came into existence in this universe and it was just here. We didn't get, a written explanation of like what our life was going to be like, who we were, why we're here, anything. We're just here and we still live. We still do things. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Like I don't care what you guys are, as long as we continue to do what's important and continue to have
yeah.
fun with what we like doing.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so and listen, if we can't listen, we'll do our best to try to explain it to the other people. If they don't get it, then that's on their own to try to figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like shoot, let me tell you something, Allie. When I first
Mm-hmm.
heard about, the LGBTQ community back when I was in college, like
Mm-hmm.
I didn't understand it at first, but
Mm-hmm.
I felt like, hey, can we I would just want to be like, hey, I just can y'all educate me what this is about so I can get an understanding. I listen, you got people like me who's willing to like come and ask you those questions. Like, shoot, like if I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to ask you something, Allie, could you educate me on me? And you would say yes, of course, because I'm willing to listen to your story.
Yeah, of course. It's like it's being open-minded with people and learning. We're always learning, like that's something we're always doing. And the moment that you stop, like, I don't want to listen, I don't want to hear, like when you do that, you're shutting yourself off from the world. You know what I'm saying? So like it's good to try to understand one another.
Yeah, and listen, I'm an introvert. Sometimes I be at home playing on my Nintendo Switch, but I am trying to get out there and talk to more people. And that's what I'm trying to do. Even if it has to be online too, I will do that.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah,
So
that's good. That's good.
again, I would love to go to these places, but again, traveling is expensive right now. So, but
Oh, yeah.
at least I could do something from here.
Yeah, no, of course.
Okay. So we're out of that section now. Now we're in section two, the anime and cultural influence.
Mhm.
So now, another two-part question. When
Okay.
did anime first become a part of your life? And part two, are there specific shows or characters that influence your designs?
Mhm. So anime was kind of always there, but I didn't like growing up as a kid, like my dad was super into Naruto and I had like no idea what anime was. It was just like that's what my dad watches. And so like I was like, okay. Like I remember being like in preschool and like it was during the arc where like Sasuke like it like starts turning evil or whatever, right? And like I was like, Dad, what's happening? And he's like, he's evil now. I'm like, why? Like I didn't understand. Um, but like anime was just something that was kind of like always, in my family. And I felt like it was hard for me to connect with it because I think I had a hard time like connecting with my family sometimes. But then, I left high school early. So
Hmm.
I left about like sophomore year
Oh.
and I started just like exploring and I was like, getting into it more and more because I was more of like a comic book nerd, but that was so like beaten out of me, like because of the, high school, like not being accepted by like other dudes. Like they're like, I'd be into comics and they're like, yeah, okay, whatever, loser, you're not a real comic fan because you're a girl. So I was like, exploring. I got into like B stars and I thought that was super cool. I didn't even know it was an anime. I was like, this is so neat. But I got into My Hero Academia and
Hmm.
like that was like a game changer for me. And I think the reason it resonated with me so much is because I had such a horrible high school experience and just in general, like school experience. So watching this show that was centered around school, that was kind of like you had this whiny kid who was crying all the time and he's trying his best to, be the number one hero. It resonated with so much because I was such a crybaby. I cried so much and like and like seeing like a class of students get along even though they're all different and they're just like helping support that like that was so nice to see as a kid, like. And then I from then on I was like crack so I'm like going crazy and I'm like watching all these different animes of like Tokyo Ghoul, Kamisama Kiss, and like I'm going crazy getting into anime. And I was like, oh, and then I got into One Piece and I'm like a big One Piece fan. It was just like
Um,
reconnecting with that nerd that was in me, and like that little kid that like wanted to be heard, who loved these, big stories and these big characters and like the costume, like everything. It just, really connected with me. In terms of like characters that influence my designs, I would say like for me it's like a lifestyle thing, like a mentality, right? I the two characters I that come to mind, right, when I think of like an influence over my life would be Mei Hatsume from My Hero Academia and Mao Mao from The Apothecary Diaries. Both really intelligent, creative young women. And I think I resonate a lot with like strong female characters. I think because I think it's I understand the battle a little bit more, you know. Um, like keep like the idea of continuing to create, to explore and learn even when I fail is something that motivates me with art to keep trying, to keep learning. And those two characters, that's what they do. I mean, I have like literally on my, you can't see right now, but like on my little window there, I have a little Mei Hatsume and Mama shrine that when I'm working, on my nails or, writing up scripts or whatever, like to motivate me, like just to keep going. So I would say that's how they influence my design is like more on an emotional level rather than just a design idea, like that's what I think, right?
There you go. That's amazing. So, yeah, I would say that too. By the way, I'm sad My Hero Academia is just ended this year. I'm actually about to meet. There are actually a few people in Florida. I'm about to meet Ochako, or about to meet Lucy Christian, who does Ochako
Oh
Uraka, and then
wow.
I just booked a flight to North Carolina to go see my sister. I haven't seen her in person in a while. This GalaxyCon, and I just applied for a media pass. So I'm trying
Oh
to
wow.
I just hope I get in, because Justin Briner, Clifford Chapman are going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So Doug Deku and Bakugo, finally, I get to meet them up in
Yes.
person. But
Oh my goodness.
going back to you, yes, all that stuff. I will say this. There was this scene in Avengers: Secret Wars, the animated show that ended
Yeah.
in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
There was in season 4 of Secret Wars where they had to, get the Earth back by going through Battle World with the Beyonder. I don't know if you remember
Yeah.
that. You do?
Little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit.
So, they said they had to kidnap Tony Stark, and then Captain America was left trying to fight through MODOK, Crimson Widow, and the Zora Man and Ares. Yes, they have a character named Ares in there.
Mm-hmm.
So they were saying like, I just want to bring you in the talk. I was like, do you ever just work in your lab, just waiting, all right, and you just think something amazing's about to happen? And that's pretty much you got that same mentality with May Hartzman. Like you keep coming up with ideas and you're just hoping for something to
Yeah.
happen.
Yes, yes, and just keep going. And every failure is an opportunity, learning why this didn't work, I'm always experimenting all the time and I'm writing up sketches and going through them and going over them. How do I do this? How can I make this work? Sometimes I'm trying to like, incorporate like electricity into nails or something, like just anything, something that's
Mhm.
experimental. It's good because like, that's how you get new ideas. That's how you get new nail trends is like somebody was like, well, let me try this and it worked,
Mhm. I was gonna also ask you, Allie, does it sometimes does it get exhausting sometimes when you have to like work hours or something, on new stuff? Does it get exhausting? Not saying you should stop. Just,
Yeah, I mean, it can get tiring. I try to like balance my schedule out a lot. Like I always, when I've been doing like creative stuff, I've always worked like other jobs like outside to so like sometimes I come home and I'm like I need to film a video or shoot and I just got off like a 9-hour shift and I'm exhausted. But I keep pushing through and also being mindful of like I don't want burnout. If I'm like, what, it's I need a nap, I need to relax, I need to, you know, reflow the creative juices, like, I'll do that. But it is tiring. Like it is, I am exhausted when I'm like working on a set. I have like a like scoliosis in my back because I hunch over so much working on projects, which I gotta fix. But I'll get there one day. It is tiring, but I'm glad that that's what's making me tired. That I get to make art. That's such a privilege.
I'm doing the same thing too. Listen, ever since CapCut messed up my phone and said I need more storage, I now have to play catch up with the videos I've made up to this point. So I got to
Oh,
upload Gears of War 2, The Hive. I haven't done that yet, and I'm still
mhm.
falling behind because I was supposed to be done by like 2 months ago, but CapCut messed me up. And now I'm supposed to upload Sonic Unleashed, the finale, so I can move on to the next few games. Because this week I'm supposed to be starting Gears of War 3 and Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Yes, Guardians of the Galaxy has a video game.
I remember that one.
Yes, so yeah, I still do video game walkthroughs. I don't want it to just be interviews on my YouTube channel, but I also do video game walkthroughs as
Of
well.
course. Of
Here's the thing.
course.
When and I'm sorry if I'm going off topic here. I'm
Go
just
ahead.
fast. I'm just geeking out here. When I deleted when I did my video game channel, I deleted it because I was like it wasn't getting as much attention. I was just pumping out videos as quick as I can. So I
Mhm.
decided to slow down and just put everything on one channel because I can only manage one channel. I can't manage two. It's
Yeah,
impossible.
it's very
So
hard.
I decided to just, since I'm starting over and taking my name production, Phil Coop Production seriously, let's just put everything on one channel. The interviews, the video game walkthroughs on one channel. And so far it's working
Yeah.
out so great. Just need to work on uploading stuff when I need to, because
Mhm.
now I'm trying to I'm trying to catch up with all this new stuff coming out because, yeah, CapCut messed me up. So I had
Oh
to.
yeah.
'Cause here's the thing: CapCut is not designed for phones. It's only for computers.
It's not good and it can be like too much. Like I edit so much stuff on my phone. But after a certain like threshold, I'm like, yeah, this is too much. Like my phone can't process all this. It's not gonna do that. So I know exactly what you mean.
Painful. And you said nine to
Yeah.
five jobs. You have a 9 to 5 job in Japan too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's that? What is it? Is it a beauty salon or something?
No, 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 no. I work okay, so I work for like an American company that like is based at different like schools or like community buildings or just anywhere. And I work with like food, so I work as like a cook. I obviously I don't look like this when I go in. I go in like no drag, but yeah, so that's what I do. So I get paid in US dollars versus like being paid in yen. So I get paid way more actually.
I'm so jealous. Eh. And listen, I still work with my mom because, lately she told me to stop doing DoorDash. She told me to come work for her. And,
Yeah.
And Kumon was founded in Japan.
Oh wow.
So,
Yeah.
she told me to come work for her. I am doing it. She said I'm being a big help by being there because it's getting kind of dangerous in the States with doing DoorDash. So you gotta be
Oh yeah.
careful.
Oh yes, I've heard stories. It's so scary. I
So
can't even.
and
And
plus,
then
I can't. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to talk over. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, and then sometimes they don't even tip you, and it's like, what are you like? What am I doing? Like I don't know. That's that. It's so frustrating, and you're doing all this work. It's so exhausting.
Yeah, because most of that money goes towards gas.
Yes,
Not
it
cool.
does.
That's not cool. So, but here's the good thing. That's what I like about working on computers. Like I can work anytime. Like shoot, like I can get online and grade some stuff now. Like shoot, I can get on my computer. Listen, I managed to get, 2 months ago, I managed to get the MacBook Neo. It's
Mhm.
working out great so far. It's like
Good.
the newest one. So it's better than
Good.
doing an iPad.
Oh yeah, that's stressful. You're
I'll
just
tell you
like,
something funny. I'll tell you something funny. My parents got tired of me putting the fan on because thing is I'm using my gaming laptop to talk to you. They got
yeah.
tired of the fan because my computer overheats fast. So
Oh
I
yeah.
decided to get the MacBook and use that for work instead.
Oh yeah, my husband he has this like little thing on his computer. It's like a stand, and it's a fan to cool
Mm,
it down. You just turn it on, and it's
mm.
literally and you it literally just looks like this metal frame, and it cools his laptop down because he does like little gaming stuff on there all the time.
Yeah,
Those things
so
overheat so fast.
so I decided to just leave my gaming laptop here and just use it for content. And I'll just use my
Yeah.
MacBook for work.
Oh yeah,
And
100%.
so, but I also use the MacBook for CapCut as well. So I guess I'm using also for content, but it's only for CapCut stuff because I can't use CapCut on my phone because of the storage.
Oh yeah, it's too much. It's too much.
Exactly. But yeah, but going back to you, yes. So At least you got some motivators like, May Hatsune on that corner helping you create stuff. So,
Oh yeah, of
ama
course.
amazing things. Well, shoot, keep those things. Don't get rid of them. Please keep them.
Of course, of course.
So, listen, when you collect something, you gotta keep me shoot. Like when they dropped that new that pop figure, I think you saw it on my Instagram, the Batman pop figure, Arkham Knight, where he's on the Batsuit. I was like, I had to get him
Oh
for my
yeah.
collection. Listen,
I love
when they announced him, and I was like, but I just got the Arkham City pop fig. What? That's why I was spazzing out because I was like, Funko, why? So I was like, I guess my Arkham collection is not complete. So I
one
had no
day.
choice. I had to get them. So now I got the full Arkham trilogy back there.
Yes. I love
So
Arkham. That was everything to me as a kid.
trust me. Listen, I still play the games nonstop since Kevin Conroy passed away. When I played
Same.
Arkham Knight, when I completed the game back in 2022 again, he passed away the next day. And I was like, I
Oh
was just playing Arkham Knight last night. What you mean he's dead?
yeah. I no, I couldn't. I cried and cried and cried. 'Cause he was such a big influence on me. Like Batman the Animated Series, Arkham, like everything. He was a big influence on me. He was also like a big pillar in the queer community because he was like the first openly gay actor to play a superhero. It was such a big deal, you know.
Hmm.
So it like losing him, like it was. I mean, like it was a sad, sad day for nerds and queer folk. Like it was just really hard. So I
Yeah.
miss him.
And guess what? I didn't even question what he does. I just liked his voice and I like his performance. I
Oh
don't care.
yeah.
I don't care what he is. This is what I'm saying. I don't care what you are, as long as I get to enjoy what you made.
Oh yeah, of course, absolutely. Like it, that's what like I think unites all of us is love and art. That's really what makes us connect as people, I think.
It's exactly. Sorry, I was venting. I was venting a little bit.
No, that's okay.
Okay. Um. Next. Let's see. Now, I'm trying to think. Where was I? Oh, now I remember. Okay. So, what makes anime such a strong creative influence for you?
Mhm. So I would say the reason it's a strong influence for me is because I think like just like anime and comics, right? I think it's such a very it's kind of where like all roads lead, right? It's
Hmm.
it's writing a script, it's character design, story arcs, there's fashion involved, composition. There's so much that goes into making a manga or making a comic or designing an anime. Like it really is like such a big collaborative project. So many ideas like coming together, and I just find that so beautiful. I just love storytelling. Like that was something that has always resonated with me is like telling stories, creating characters. Like I mean, like doing drag, you are creating a character. You were living and breathing a character. So like anime connects so well with that. Like doing cosplay, I mean, it's literally drag. You are like just living and breathing a character, breathing life into things. And I just think it's such a beautiful thing. I just love it. And there's just something like music, dance, like all and like Don Don, like the beginning intro, like it's like that just intro of the first season of Don Don is so cool and like just watching it's like there's so many little pieces, little dances, the way that the color composition was and the contrast on it and everything. It would every little detail just to make that, and that's art right there. That is everything. Just all these little things, and you just put them together, and that's anime. It's this big thing, and it's cool.
Well, hey, like I said, everything that you see on TV that makes you want to create art stuff. Like, shoot, have you seen like some of these people like online, like Yaya Han, for example?
Oh
You
yeah, I
know,
know Yoga.
yeah, she's done amazing. Listen, I'm trying to get in contact with her so I can talk to
Oh
her on my
yeah.
show as well, but
Oh
she is
yeah.
not making this easy on me. And
No, it's
even though she follows some of you guys, some of my friends, I was like, yeah, they're not gonna be able to reach out to her. I'm
Oh, it's
full.
so hard to reach people. And don't take it personally. People are just so busy.
Hmm.
They when they find the time, they'll get the time. It's nothing against you. It's just people. are all over the place. I never check my DMs. I never look at my emails. I have my husband do that if he gets the chance. Like it's crazy. And like I mean, I can't imagine how busy Yaya Han would be, you know.
Oh, come on. I mean, with 573K, yeah, she's busy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, she's busy.
shoot. And listen, and I thought she was the busy one. Like, shoot, I'm out here trying to reach out and email and y'all get y'all on here and put videos. Well, shoot, now I know how they feel.
Oh yeah, it's a lot. Being in the creative arts, it's a lot, but it's worth it in the end if it truly is something that is a passion for you. You'll sit there like, I did it. I did it. I made it.
I know, and I'm not even doing the artwork. Well, I guess me talking, interviewing is a kind of art. I guess
It
that
is an
works.
art. It is an art form. Give yourself a bit more credit. It is an art form, you know? Writing scripts and get communicating with people. That's an art. Video making. That's an art. Editing. That's an art right there.
Okay.
It's
All right, all right. I'll take it. So yeah, sometimes I be pessimistic about things,
don't
you
be
know.
pessimistic. Don't
Hmm.
be.
Can I tell you something?
Of course, of course.
Did you know I guess what I just noticed that your lipstick looks like a pirate's hat.
Oh yeah, it does kind of look like a pirate's hat.
I was saying that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is kind of neat. I never noticed. It also
Yeah.
kind of looks like a cowboy hat a little bit if you look at it.
Well, hey, I want to say it looks good on you.
Thank you.
Sure. Well, sure. Hopefully next time that'll be a little Easter egg if you just come up to somebody. That'd be a good little Easter egg.
Arr.
One more thing. Also, you're wearing blue, right? You just made my day today. Blue is my favorite color.
Oh, it is. Oh, that's perfect. That's so perfect.
You know how much blue stuff I got in here?
Oh
A
my
lot.
goodness.
Even my gaming chair is blue.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, so
Nice.
you kind of made my day today wearing the blue hair.
I'm glad. I have blue nails too. These ones are blue.
That too.
These
That
ones are
too.
rainbow, but
Don't worry, it's still a huge win today. And so, um, next up, now, okay, you'll like this one because you've been down there for a while. How does it feel creating anime-inspired art while actually being in Japan now?
oh my goodness. I okay, so it's like a two-way street. The amount of anime in Japan, like anime and manga, right? Like this is how much we see in the States. Like this teeny tiny little bit, the little drop. And then it's like this ocean. You get here and it's everywhere. It's at the convenience store, it's at the doctor's office, it's at like PetSmart. Like it's literally everywhere. It's on the soda drinks and everything. And there's a lot of art everywhere. And a lot of it is like marketing and stuff, right? But it's like you almost feel like I don't know, like when you're in the States and you're creating all this anime stuff, you feel like you have nobody to connect with, like nobody's interested in the things you are. And then, you come to Japan and like every person on the train has a little stuffy or a little pin of their favorite anime character. Like everybody's a big nerd here. So like in a way, it makes you feel small, but in a way it also makes you feel a bit more connected. Like people still like it's still like nerdy here, but like it's like more common in the culture, kind of like how like Marvel and DC are in the United States.
Yeah.
um and like creating art and doing that, right? Like every time I'm on the train, my husband will tell me because my husband speaks Japanese, right? And my husband's like, those people are talking about your tattoos. They like your tattoos. Like they think it's cool, right? So like, making art and doing stuff, like people see you. They're like, oh, I know that character. You don't have to explain to some random person like, well, this is from, this character from this show and this like they know. And that's also like, you know, I I can go anywhere and I can get like inspiration. I can get the supplies I need. It feels very freeing as an artist. So it's a give and a take. I feel like I have a lot more opportunities. I feel like I have this easier connection, but I also feel like it's harder to stand out as an artist sometimes because like you got these people, here like they've been wanting to be, manga artists or big cosplayers since they were little. They've known this world, and you're coming in like, oh yeah, I know this, but I only know like what is in America. I only know this, so it's like you're competing. It's such a heavy market over here, and it's interesting. But I do enjoy my time over here as an artist.
Well, shoot, hey, like, listen, it's really difficult because you got so many people who go to Japan and they got so many competitions going on. And listen,
Oh,
it's a never-ending battle. Like y'all are
yeah. Mhm.
constantly trying to show off your masterpieces, whatever
Oh
you're
yeah,
doing. And trust
yeah.
me, listen, I guarantee you, maybe I don't know, like if you ever been to any like Japan events, well, shoot, they got Tokyo Comic Con over there. So there's
Hmm.
that as too. I want to go there, but again, wise. But you still have people who just want to come out and show out their true colors and what they do.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like it's very cool. We had like at my husband's work, we had this manga artist. She came in and she actually drew a mural for his office. His boss paid for it, and we got to watch this live artist draw manga on the walls, and it was so cool. Like the it's very I in a way art is appreciated here, but there is like a heavy work culture too, where like it's like business, 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 business. So again, like the give and take, there are people who are very free, and then there are people who are very restricted here.
Restricted. I hate restrictions, but it's necessary. But I will also say this, and I understand, I've been looking at the culture and what they do. You know, and I hope this goes and tails with what I'm about to say here. We've seen a lot of people who do all these kind of art. Sometimes they don't show, who they are. They don't show their faces, mask
Hmm.
and whatnot. But there's a particular reason for that. They just
Hmm.
don't want to. They don't want to like. Well, first, Japanese people are shy. I will say that they're shy,
Hmm. Oh
and they
yeah.
never interact with people. I think you've seen that around the area you've been going around too, walking around, checking out things, you know.
Oh yeah.
And plus, they also don't want to get people sick. Like, shoot, even though like the pandemic was over, they still don't want to, get sick and everything,
Oh yeah.
And we actually had a few Koreans come to where I work at. So,
Hmm.
because they're trying to like educate. There's one person in particular, her name, I won't say her name here just to be, safe, because sometimes the internet can be a dangerous place. But
Yeah,
trust me,
yeah.
she's cute. She's the sweetest thing, but she's still shy. So I try my best to try to interact and understand these people's cultures, even if they're doing artwork too. Like
Hmm.
maybe just have a nice, lovely, discussion. Listen, I haven't even had. I think guess what? I'm trying to work my way up to talking to a Japanese artist at some point, but I just don't
Hmm.
know how to contact them, and like But we also I don't even know how to even have a translator.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of people here speak English, like fluent English. They learn it in like school. So like a lot of my coworkers, I work with a lot of Japanese people. They all speak fluent English. They're actually
Okay.
really good at it. Yeah. So like I don't let that deter you ever, you know? Like what's meant to be is meant to be. And you'll find somebody. Just, keep connecting. Like we are all connected. So like you're going to find somebody like, this person, and then you meet this artist and you're able to
Mm-hmm.
get this really unique perspective. And there's also, a lot of Japanese artists here. They go to America, like, and they study abroad, or they take, a year off, and they just explore and they learn and stuff. So like you can definitely, I think you can connect. You'll find somebody.
Okay, okay. Because I do have plans for a little project that I'm doing. I'll tell you after we get off. I don't want to say anything about it on here. But yes, we want to keep making those connections. Keep having those competitions. I want to see people compete for like the best art out there.
Oh yeah.
Because we want to see what you done. Listen, fans are going to squeal when they see it.
Oh yeah.
It's really fun to see. But yes, I want to I just want to see the match being made.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Let me see the match being made, please. So, all right, now last question, and then we'll be in the next one, which is going to be a fun one for you living in Japan. But let's
Okay.
get through the second set. Now, do you see your work evolving now that you're closer to the culture that inspired it?
Hmm. So for that question, so I would say in some ways yes. I was in the United States. I was running all these different businesses, and I never really had time to focus on like my drag. I kind of stopped doing nail art for a while because I was so focused on doing that. And coming to Japan, I couldn't really do my businesses over here as easy as I did in the States. It's just kind of hard with shipping and then with all the tariffs and everything. So I said, okay, I'm going to take a year or two off. And I really focused on the art. I focused on how do I improve myself as an artist? How do I improve myself as a drag artist? How do I improve myself as a YouTuber? What am I doing? What am I lacking? How can I learn and grow? Because I've been kind of avoiding these things. I took 2 years off YouTube, right?
Yeah.
And so, I learned a lot of things like I feel so much more at peace, which when you're more at peace and you're more calm, I think you're a better artist. The whole like idea of being a sad artist makes you a good artist is ridiculous. Like a happy artist is a good artist, a healthy artist is a good artist. You know, um I see all these creative ideas all the time. That I feel inspired by a lot of different things. And I think also sometimes I feel like there's more of an opportunity to experiment here. Like I can go to Daiso, right? And like I can buy hundreds of charms for nails and just experiment for like $30, and I could just, get crazy, and like I also feel like I definitely stand out here. So I knowing that I stand out, I want to stand out, but I want to stand out in a good way. I want people to be impressed by the things I do. I don't want people to just go, ugh. I want people to, see it. So I'm like, I go into these anime merch shops and I see like, like how they design like even like the little fan pins. Like that's really common here. Or how did they market, this brand, even things like the text, of a brand make something different. Like I'm just observing because it's a really competitive market here too with like anime or fashion or whatever. So like that's something I like to do is just learn and learn and learn and observe. So that's what I'm doing a lot here is just growing my skills and everything. And I feel like, in the heart of a place where art has literally traveled all over the world, is like influenced all these different cultures, it's a perfect place to learn.
Well, hey, learning is a never-ending process.
Mm-hmm.
So, and plus, listen, the old saying, a little extra don't hurt nobody.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It doesn't.
But shoot, there's probably stuff. Listen, even though you got your artwork is evolving, there's probably stuff you're missing you don't have yet. A lot of stuff you probably missed. Like, shoot, I've been doing this for like almost a year now. It's like it's about to be the 1 year anniversary of this show. But
Oh wow.
there's probably still more stuff I need to know about.
Oh yeah, you're always like learning. Like I'm getting better. I used to work with like Procreate all the time. Then I took like again like 3 years off YouTube and I stopped using it. And now I'm like, I don't remember how to use it at all. So I'm like coming back and I'm learning how to use it and figuring out like how to work with audio tracks and stuff. And I'm still learning. We're all learning.
Exactly. Hey, listen, knowledge is power.
Hmm.
So don't forget that. All right. Now that we're done with that, we are in section three, and we're at the halfway marker. Before we continue, are you enjoying our discussion so far?
Yes, I am. I am. I think it's very fun. I love talking about art. That's a big passion of mine. And so it's nice to be able to speak on it?
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't want to stop you speaking. I don't want to keep you from speaking. Let's continue, shall we?
Mhm.
Section three is living in Japan. Now,
Living in Japan.
yes. So, what was your first real impression when you arrived in Japan?
Oh my goodness. Let me tell you, I was so upset. I was so frustrated. So when I came to Japan, I don't know if you remember, but back in 2024, that's when I arrived. There was that big system failure with American Airlines. And so like everything was down. Our flight got rescheduled. So like the trip was supposed to be about 13 hours. It took me 3 days to get to Japan because they kept flying me to different states. They lost my luggage and my luggage had all my paperwork in it. And so like I didn't have my birth certificate, my social security card, everything was just in a random bag that was somewhere in the United States and I had no idea where it was. Like thank God I had the Apple tracker in there. But so I was really stressed out. And then because I didn't have my paperwork or anything for 2 weeks, I couldn't leave the hotel. So I was stuck in this hotel, not able to leave while my husband went to work, and I was so frustrated. And I don't know if we've talked about this before, but my husband had been to Japan about 2 years prior to us moving here, and he was here working for about 8 months before he came back. And he had like hyped up Japan. So like me getting there, I already started on like a negative note, right? And we finally like leave to go out, and like my favorite food before coming to Japan was sushi, but I had American sushi. American sushi is nothing like Japanese sushi, so I've been having like the fake crap my whole life, and I don't eat meat, and sushi is literally fish with rice. That's like the actual like translation. So I had been like before having like these cucumber, like avocado fried rolls with cream cheese and like all this crazy bullshit. And then we go to like an actual sushi place, and it's like just it's literally rice and fish. And it was like this break in my mind. And I was like, "Oh my gosh. Like what I thought Japan was not what Japan was." Like, and I see that now in media too. Like I love Japan, right? But I like what comes to mind is like, I don't know if you have you seen Sonic 3 yet?
Yes, I have.
Okay. So there's a scene in that movie where Sonic and Knuckles and Tails like they land in Tokyo, Japan.
Yes.
And it's like all technicolor and everybody's in these like mascots and everything's so kawaii and crazy, and I'm like, that's not what Tokyo looks like. Tokyo's so boring. Like Tokyo is like a very much like business only. Like I remember going to Tokyo and I was like so bored. I was like, what is this? Like I was like lied to. I felt so like heartbroken because I'm like, what? Wait. You're telling me that there aren't like garus and like garus and like all these different alternative styles, like people wearing crazy stuff all over the place? What?
No,
And like
it's not
it's
like
not like
that.
it's nothing like that. Like, but I like that was kind of the picture my husband had like told me. So like I'm sitting there looking at the sushi and like and I'm like, don't, like I told my like don't speak. I need to like just like I need to just breathe because I don't like being around. But like I love Japan. Like I love Japan, but like this fake like crazy technicolor like ideatopia that people like kind of like show online all the time. I'm just like I roll my eyes all the time. Every time I see that, I'm like I'm rolling my eyes like that's not what it's like. That's not what it's like. So that's how I felt. Like it felt like I was lied to, but I do love Japan. There's a lot of amazing things about Japan. It's a very beautiful country. The nature here is insane. It's so gorgeous. I can walk like I can walk to the ocean right now from my house. It's like 5 minutes away, and I can just see the ocean. And I see these mountains everywhere, and it's so gorgeous. And the architecture and everything, it's so beautiful. The people here are so kind. It's a very beautiful culture. Just don't let look like if anybody's coming to Japan, like ask an actual Japanese person what Japan is like. Don't listen to like foreigners or tourists. Like they'll just like sell you this idea to because they want your money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'll make sure to keep that in mind when I get there, Yeah, but yeah, Japan is a beautiful place. I've seen the layout. I've been doing research for months now, so it's amazing stuff. And
Oh
listen,
yeah.
to be honest, I think you're pretty lucky to move out there and live in Japan. I
Oh
think
yeah.
you're very lucky.
Oh
Don't
yeah.
take, listen,
100%.
don't listen, Allie, don't take it for granted, okay?
Oh, of course, absolutely not. I love it. I don't like when people like want to sell you this idea. It's kind of like, we live in America, right? I've lived America my whole life. When people sell you this idea that like the United States, they're lighting fireworks all the time. Everybody's drinking root beer. Everything's like country music and all this. It's like that's not what America is. Like, yeah, that exists there, but it's like this fantasy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course. Sorry, I turned my mic off. Sorry, I let you speak.
No, no, it's
So
okay. It's okay.
I want to make sure I'm not interrupting. But yes, I understand what you're saying. Definitely.
No, it's all right.
Mm. Now, let's see. Now, let me think. Mm, I think you pretty much answered the question number 12, pretty much in that section. Um, it was saying, what's something about Japan that completely surprised you?
I think it's the nature. I think that's like the most beautiful part of Japan is like I mean, I drove up from Hiroshima to Tokyo in one day to go pick up my sister from the airport, which, like, in the scale of how big that is, that's like driving from like Jacksonville, Florida to New York City in a
Mm,
day. That's
yeah.
how, long Japan is. And I'm like, as I'm, driving through Japan, I'm going through mountains and I'm going like alongside, and it's just so beautiful. Like, in America, like when we're driving along the highway, it's like you're not seeing much. It's just, usually like flat terrain. Sometimes if you get like in the Appalachians, it's like, a little bit, but like it's just so pretty here. The nature is just so gorgeous, and they take a lot of care in their parks, and everything in the ocean, everything. Like there's a lot of care devoted to like the actual land itself, which is something that I really appreciate.
Hmm. Listen, doesn't nature feel peaceful sometimes too? It does, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, listen, today I just went running at my park down here in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Triplet Park on 80. It's really nice out there.
Yeah.
Lots of lakes. So it's
Oh
really,
yeah.
that's why I usually go on Sunday after the week is over because it's been a long week and I just want to get away from everything.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, 100%. It's peaceful. It calms the mind.
Mhm. Sometimes I'll just feel the flowers. Sometimes I just slow down and just maybe just feel check out the flowers or something, and I just be like, this like going slowly,
Yeah,
pretty
of course.
much.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, that just reminds me that it's good to rest. Make sure you rest your mind. You got to maintain your sanity because it's been a long week, and I just want to,
Mm-hmm.
and because then the next week you got to do it all over again. Trust me, I don't like the cycle,
Mm-hmm.
but that's how it is.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So I can't do anything to change it. So, but but yeah, loving nature. Listen, go out for a walk, even at night too. Well, be careful at night too. You want to make sure you're safe. But
Oh yes.
tell you what, let me give you some advice. Go to the beach when there's a full moon.
Oh yeah, yeah. I love being out during the full moon. It's very nice.
I'm trying to do that for the summer when there's another full moon, and so I go to Tybee Island. So I'd be out there for the full moon.
Oh
That
nice.
that'd be fun.
Yeah, that's really nice. We
Mm.
have a full moon coming up probably in about 2 weeks here, I
Ooh,
think. Yeah.
then go to the beach, Allie.
I will, I will. I think it's probably gonna be good for me.
Hey, make sure you send pictures so I can see.
Of course.
um, next up now. This is gonna be a good one right here.
Okay, okay.
Now, how does real life in Japan compare to what you imagined growing up?
Interesting. Okay, so I think again, like we talked about, like there's some ways I think that Japanese life is like very much like very well depicted in like certain animes. Like, I'm trying to think of one in particularly. Like, I think that like any Studio Ghibli film, whenever they describe some of the stuff, like just the way like Japan looks, that feels very real. Like I look at that and I'm like, that feels very authentic. Um, in terms of like how people act and work, like you hear about stuff like where there's like a heavy work culture here, and you're like, okay, like, I'm an American, like we have a crazy no, no, it's crazy over here. Like when Japanese people tell you like, yeah, no, it is crazy, like we have a very intense work culture, they're not kidding. um the way a lot of things, people want to keep it very traditional here, like, um and as an American, right? And I'm sure you understand this too, like going to like the grocery store, if you want to
Mm-hmm.
get like, if you want to make tacos, you can find stuff for tacos. You want to make pasta, you can make pasta. But like here in Japan, no, absolutely not. It is Japanese food only, right? So like, seeing like anime, it really, it's interesting. It really is interesting because, through art, there's that like creative expression, right? And a lot of the times, because things are so tight here, things are, there's this intense work culture, everything's traditional, everything's very conservative. So through manga and anime, I think a lot of artists are like expressing this, like wanting to be free, wanting to be able to like blossom, escape the work culture, escape the conservative values, escape these traditional roles a lot of them are on. So like that's why we have like things like One Piece. Like One Piece is so expressive. It's so different. Um, like I find that a lot if you look at media and you look at where it comes, there's a reason. Like even in Korea, like they have kind of a similar thing where they're it like like the yaoi, for example, is like crazy, but it's like they're they have homophobic laws. Gay marriage isn't legal. In Japan.
Mm.
There is like people trying to like reach out, and that's why I think it's such a big deal here. Like anime for people here, it's like I'm sorry, that's my kitty. He's meowing.
That's
um
fine.
uh they're trying to reach out and find this expression, and that's why people here like resonate with it so much, right? So like seeing like the daily life and everything, it's like there's that the part of it that's real and the part of it that's like the fantasy, the fiction, and obviously a lot of that is like the magic, the superpowers and everything. But sometimes it is like the just like a character with like colorful hair, right?
Hmm.
Like even in Japanese schools, you have to dye your hair, you have to cut your hair, and it all has to be the same length. No earrings, nothing, no individuality, right? Nothing. You have to be the same. So seeing anime, it is just like it's this. Um, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, baby. I
You're
he's
fine.
crazy. If I let him in here, he's gonna start knocking stuff down. Um, but I know I'm all over the place,
No,
but
take your time. Take your time.
it's just like anime in its rawest form is like people being hopeful, people reaching out, and there's a lot of introvert like being really tight here. Like it is like everyone's very quiet, everyone's very like keep to themselves, and it's beautiful that in Japan they have created this art form that really resonates and gets people out of their comfort zone. You know, um, I hope I'm like answering the question correctly because
You
it's
are.
like okay. I just want to make sure because sometimes I go a little off the chain. Like I'm a little crazy,
But it's
but
okay. It's okay. Listen, I want you to preach.
thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, I do think it's really beautiful, and like it's existed for so long. Like you have like old school animes, um, like and yeah, like the godfather of manga. I was like doing some research about him earlier, and like he was inspired because his mom would bring him back like American comics and stuff, and he was obsessed. And he invented this new thing, and now it's super big here. And it's like you hear about it. Like I mean, look at my room. Like my room's covered in anime art and comic book art. Like it's just so beautiful. The creative expression and where it emerges. Like you see that all over the place here.
Hmm. Yeah, it's really because sometimes you also gotta also know like I've been in Japan, but you see the anime stuff, but sometimes you have to differentiate from fictional and reality. And
Yes.
I really don't like thinking like that, but I have to accept the fact there's also real stuff in life versus the fiction as well. You can't forget
Yes.
about that stuff because that's how you're ever going to be able to navigate in those places that like Japan, who's done all these animations and stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like what we talked about, like with the, like for me, like I'm very dark, and edgy, but then like the art that I make is really colorful and bright. And in Japan here, you have like, I mean, anime itself is like very like cutesy. It's very it feels freeing, right? That's what like so like you have to think about like where does this come from? Where is this a place of? And a lot of times it's like, Japan has a lot of history of like war and depression, and it's very interesting, just seeing that and how people here, dealing with these intense roles put on them can can find like that superhero within them, the jujitsu sorcerer, and find
Yep.
that and express themselves through that.
Yeah. So it's really fun. It's really fun, and I like doing comparisons between the real and the fantasy stuff. It's really I like it. Not like it's live action stuff, but you get where
Yeah.
I'm going with
Yeah,
this.
yeah, of course, absolutely, absolutely.
And so, because now they're trying to make these live action films like Bleach, and then now they got a My Hero Academia live action film and all that
Oh yeah.
stuff. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's really fun to watch those.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I love the One Piece live action. I love One Piece. So like anything One Piece, I'm foaming at the mouth. I'm going crazy.
There you go. Last question, and then we'll be in the final section, okay? Now, how has wait has let's see. Oh, this will be a two-part question, okay? What are
Okay.
some everyday moments that have stuck with you? And part
Mhm.
two, has living in Japan changed your perspective on life or creativity?
Moments that have stuck with me, changed my eyes on creativity. So I think like moments that have stuck with me is that like just traveling. It feels really easy to travel here. It feel like,
Yeah.
if I want to go to Tokyo, I like, yeah, it's really far, but I can walk to the train right now. I don't feel like I can do that in America. If I wanted to go to New York City, I can't just take the train to New York City. It's very confusing and it's really hard to navigate. That's something that I really admire about Japan is that like if I want to go somewhere, it's so easy to get to. I can easily get to the train station. I can easily take a taxi. I can easily take the Shin. Which I did recently find out that like I was talking to my Japanese coworker that like only like foreigners or like tourists call it the Shin. Every like Japanese people go like Shinkansen. And I feel like such a like poser now because I always call it the Shin, the bullet train. Um, but like it's something that I love. Like there's so much here where it's like thought of convenience. Like and there aren't trash cans anywhere, but I can deal with that, right? But
Oh,
like you go to like 7-Eleven, they have everything you could possibly need, and I it's so convenient. You can pay your bills at 7-Eleven, which is crazy. You can do so much at 7-Eleven. It's insane. Like there's so much that's thought about convenience wise and it's really thoughtful. Everywhere here, we have like the yellow grid on the ground for blind people or like people who are visually impaired, and it's like things like that. Like we don't really have that in the states. I think that a lot of the times the tax money here in Japan is really thought about like how do we make life for people here easier to navigate, and I really like that. Like that makes my everyday life less stressful. I feel so at ease. Like I just take the train or I'll go do this and it's nice. I don't know how to explain it, but there feels like it feels like there's better organization here. I don't know how to explain it, but that in my daily life all the time, all these moments, like those are like those little things that just make the day instantly better. And in terms of like how it's changed my creativity and stuff, like being here I think it's because I can focus more on my art. I feel like I can experiment more. Another thing too is like I don't know Japanese very well. So if someone insults me, like my husband knows Japanese, right? But I don't. So if I'm like out in public and I'm doing my drag or I'm doing whatever and like maybe a Japanese person insults me, I don't know what's going on. So I feel a little bit more free where I feel like I can be a little bit more crazy and I don't have to worry about like being sad because someone is like, you look like a clown or you're a weirdo or you look bad, right? Like I feel like I can just be myself a little bit more. And I also think that because everything's so strict here, um, if like people see me and they're like, wow, I've never seen that before. Cause I live in southern Japan, which is like the more conservative area. Like I live like near farms and stuff. Like I don't live in like the big city like Tokyo or Osaka. Osaka's great. I love Osaka. But I
okay.
live like out in the farm area. So like imagine like being a Japanese farmer and you're like 54 years old and you've never seen anything and then you just see this crazy drag queen walking down the street. Like it's a unique experience, but it's really cool and I value those moments of like being seen because I think Japanese people are really kind. Like as much as I'm like, yeah, if somebody insults me, like I don't know what's going on, they are really kind. Like they are really sweet and it's very nice to see here.
Wow. Yes, that is truly amazing. And and I know sometimes when we go to different places, it changes our perspective on like how people live in our world today. And we have to ask the right people how to guide us through these, sometimes we end up at a crossroads and think to ourselves, and this is a really powerful question. You may agree with me with this. It's like, what's the point of all this?
Yeah. Yeah.
I know that's not an easy question, but it's like we
Yeah,
gotta
it's
figure out what we're doing it for.
yeah, like what is the passion? What motivates you to do stuff? Like, I think some people get lost because it's like they focus on the clicks, they focus on the views and everything, and it's like, but is this really what makes you happy? Like that's, something I asked myself. Like that's why I stopped doing YouTube a couple years ago. Is like I wasn't happy with it. I wasn't happy with what I was making. I wasn't happy with my community. It was really hard. Like every day I got online and it was just like so much harassment. And I was like, is this worth it? And I was like, right now it's not. And so I left. And that was a good decision because I came back and I feel like I have this new passion. I'm building, I'm building up my community. It's definitely changed. But having like the urge, I feel this urge all the time to create. And I don't care what anyone says. Like I just want to make stuff. That's all I want to do. That's where I feel. Like that's my point. Is like I just want to make art.
Exactly. Same thing with me too. Like I said, deleted my gaming channel, decided to put everything in one channel because I was just focused on trying to get people just watch. But now I have context behind of what I'm doing now.
Yeah,
Because I
yeah.
decided to sit down and brainstorm what am I trying to do on these channels. So I decided to do something like this since I like documenting stuff that I see.
Oh
Because
yeah, of
because
course.
thing is, I don't post on my Instagram without context anymore.
Oh
Because
yeah.
yeah, I post if I listen, if I have something and like what's the reason, then sure, then I post it. But if I don't have context behind it, then I'm not gonna post that.
Yeah, like John Cena's account, like where everything's like random. Like he just
Mm-hmm.
posts like random photos and stuff, and no captions ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So listen, that's us growing up, maturing.
Hmm.
It takes us time to get to where we need to go to. It's not easy,
Yeah.
but if you surround yourself with the right people,
Yeah, of course, of course, of course.
it'll get easier.
Hmm.
So. Let's see. Now, I think we're at the finale here. Yes, we are. We're at the finale. Section 4 is about identity, growth, and expression, and future goals.
Okay.
So, this is going to be another two-part question. Now, how do you express your identity through your art and creativity? Part
Okay.
2, what has your experience been like as an LGBTQ plus person living abroad?
Okay. So for me, like when I express my identity, like looking at like, for me, drag is a very important thing, right? A lot of the times, like I love things that are weird. I love things that are different, and for me, like being trans and then also being drag queen, you're kind of walking this weird rope of like you are being feminine, right? But it's also like, I mean, drag is queer art, right? So when I'm expressing myself, I don't think of it as like I'm just trying to like dress as a woman or imitate a woman. Like it's like I'm making an art piece when I put these things together. And it's like how do I express this, I think of it like I'm playing this like sexy goth woman, right? Like I'm this like nerdy dude who just wants to like just let out that inner I don't want to say goddess but like goddess, like that inner gay goddess, like just letting her out, letting her live and breathe, right? And I love to express like being different and being weird. And like I think that like a lot of non-binary people can relate to like being like just being odd. Like what it'll be like this is my my gender goals, and it's like this cosmic alien that like doesn't even look human, and it's like that's how I feel. Like I want to look odd. I want people to go, what are you? Who are you? I can't read this. I don't understand what you are. Like that for me that feels like freedom. It feels like I'm ripping off the restrictions of like a gender binary or like sexuality. Like I am just freeing myself from this idea of like this is what you have to be. This is what you are and this is what you'll always be. Right? And then, living abroad, I think that like there's definitely a bit of a cultural difference. So like living in Japan here, I don't like outwardly tell people like if I'm trans or like if I'm a drag queen. Like I just let myself be because trying to explain that to like strangers is just too much, right?
Hmm.
But being here in Japan, um, if anything, I think I get more harassment from like tourists, like American tourists a lot. Like I've been harassed, right? Um, but being here in Japan, um, it can be hard because like again like gay marriage isn't legal here, like there, yeah, like there's yaoi and there's yuri and they have stuff in their art museum, but like we talked before, like that is like them coming out like being like this is how I can express that because I can't express it in real life, right? So um being out there, I definitely think I resonate with people, and maybe some people don't get it. Some Japanese people, they just think I look cool. They're not thinking about drag. They're not thinking about the trans identity. They're not thinking about queerness, right? But I am. And that little queer person, walking Hondori Street in Hiroshima or whatever, like um, it's interesting. I think that it's like relatively safe here in Japan, like being queer, but it's also like it depends on your definition of safe. Like it's not legally recognized, which is a big issue here. That's like, gay marriage isn't recognized. And obviously that's different if you're a foreigner. Like I had a friend back in the States. Him and his husband were both stationed in Okinawa and they were trying to get married, and it was very difficult for them, like even though they're American soldiers, right, and they're like obviously they're just American, they couldn't get married here. So I think in Montana, I believe he told me, you can get married in Montana, like but not be in Montana at the time. So like they're technically legally married in Montana because you can't get married here, and like that's painful, like we do have like drag shows in like Nagoya and stuff, but the queer community definitely has room to grow here in Japan. Like it's not as out there, right? Or it's like kind of taboo. Like, two dudes, kissing is not seen as favorable, but even like public affection in general here is not really seen favorable. Like they don't like when you hold your wife's hand. They don't like when you kiss your girlfriend. They don't like that. It's very, closed off. So like queerness is so hard to express sometimes. And again, like the cultural difference, like what we, as Americans can read as queer is different here than what they can read as queer. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're
So,
saying. And I will
yeah.
say this, even my sister told me we had discussion saying like, don't give them any tips because they'll find it insulting when you try to tip them at a restaurant.
Yeah, yeah, you don't tip here. You don't tip here. Which is nice. Like it is nice. Like I don't mind tipping, but that's not a thing here. Like again, it's like it's a difference in culture,
Mhm.
we adapt and we do what we need to do. And I try to be respectful all the time, but also like, living in Japan, I think the people that will succeed the best, like living in Japan, are people that like, like if you, press them and say like you need to be this, they resist because
Right.
Japan will they want you to be, this mold of what they think is, a perfect person or a perfect citizen. They want you to be like everybody else. So when you stand out, I think it's a good thing too. Like you know, I think that you'll blossom. And like what is queer if it's not standing out? Like what is being gay if it's not, being different than everybody else?
Yeah. And like I said, every country that you go to, there are
Mhm.
going to be different laws. And we as
Yes.
human beings have to be able to adapt to those different areas as well.
Yes.
It's not easy, but we'll get used to it once we, get a clear idea of what they want us to do and expect as well.
Yeah, yeah. Like there's different countries. I've been to Thailand. I went to Thailand a couple years ago. Thailand's very accepting of queer folk. Um, Korea, I went to Korea. I don't know. I did not have a good time in Korea, so it's kind of hard for me to like,
I
give a
understand.
good idea of that. But like there's different countries here that are more accepting and kind to queer folk, But Japan's kind of it's a give and take. It's a little interesting.
Hmm. Well, if we're all willing to sit down and learn about it, that helps too. If we know some
Yes.
people in a specific country who can help us understand, then that'll help us as well.
Yeah, of course.
So, now next up, do you feel like being in a new environment has helped you grow into yourself more?
I think so. I think I got a little bit more confident. Again, like with the drag, that was something that I really blossomed into while being here in Japan because I was really depressed and I was like, I need to find a creative outlet that wasn't my businesses. So I was like, okay, I've always called myself a drag queen, but it's like, am I really doing it to the full extent? Like, I think I could be doing way more. I think I could be going way more intense on my outfits and my makeup, my hair, my nails. Like, I could really use this as creative expression, right? So being here, I've definitely tried really hard to like just push my comfort zone, like I might as well. And it's like it's a safe country here. Like I'm not worried about someone like pulling a gun out on me like I am in the US. Like I get so worried that like someone's going to do something and they're going to kill me or something. Like here I don't worry about that. So I feel pretty safe here. Um to just be free. I mean, sometimes I get scared of like the American dudes here because like they're a little crazy. But otherwise, I think it's like a really safe environment to express yourself. I will say that like here in Japan, there is like a rape culture, like of the men here, like they're very perverted. Like you have to be careful. Like it's really scary. Like they'll put cameras on their shoes and they'll follow you around. Like I remember when I was out in Hiroshima like a year or two ago, I was being followed by this guy. And like what I was in with my husband at the time, but one of my male friends, he was with me, and like he got up in the dude's face and he's like, fuck off, leave us alone, leave her alone, like blah 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 blah, right? And nothing, kept following me, like to the point where I'm in this store and he was like watching me through the shelves like of a store. So scary.
Weirdo.
And like the thing that scares me is like if he's not intimidated by like like my big buff friend like getting in his face, then like we need to go because I'm like, what's this guy planning, what's this guy gonna do? So like it's like I feel free, but it's also like it's different than America. Like people when they want to hurt you, they're very loud about it. They're very open about it. They threaten you, they yell at you, they pick on you. But in like Japan,
It's a
you'll
different
be
story.
followed. Different
Mm.
story. People are quiet. It's that they get off on that. Like they get off on the like stalking. They get off on the like taking pictures of you without your consent thing. So it's good to like keep an open mind and like keep your eyes open
Mm.
because people are weird, dude. People are creeps. You know what I'm saying?
There's an old saying, and I said this before, nowhere is safe.
No,
Not even in
no,
Japan, not even in other country. Nowhere is safe. Listen,
no.
if you let your listen, I stay alert 24/7. Like, listen, Allie, you see me now. You see my page. I got so much gadgets on me now. From my
Mm-hmm.
GoPro camera, just got my Meta glasses a month ago.
Yeah,
The Oakley Metas.
yeah,
So those let me record and do video.
yeah.
They let me like record and take photos and everything. Cause now it's like I'm getting to a point where it's like, hey, I really need to make sure I'm protecting myself. Cause shoot, I'm about to go to Florida in 2 weeks. And I want to make sure
Mm-hmm.
I have like some equipment to make sure I'm staying safe and just make sure I have anything that happens to protect myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's really sad that we have to come to this situation that people have to have certain stuff on them to make sure they document what's going on and stuff to
Oh
protect.
yeah.
It's sad that we've come to this point, but what choice do we have left? And
Oh yeah.
yeah, listen, guess what? I only use my meta glasses when I go out the house. I don't use them in the house because
Oh yeah.
because yeah, I was like, "Well, what am I gonna do with those glasses in the house? Like,
Mm-hmm.
what's there to do? Like, tell me."
Yeah.
So yes, listen, I don't leave my house. I don't leave my house without those in my bag. Any like equipment I have, I just make sure I have it on me so I'll be ready to, hey, this guy's barn, let's hit the button to record or whatnot to make sure we capture what happens.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much in like those games, like, shoot, like I feel naked without my stuff.
Yes.
I mean, if you saw that game of Watch Dogs Legion with Aiden Pierce, when they stripped Aiden of all of his equipment, and then he managed to escape because Wrench helped him out and all that stuff. Of so he was saying like, I'm not going to be able to get far without my gear,
Yes.
and so he had to go get his gear back. So he got his gear and got out.
Yes.
So yeah, so yeah, listen, Allie, make sure you have some kind of something. I don't know if you need to get pepper spray or whatever you need to use.
I think it's illegal here. There's a lot. The problem too, it's scary. Is like a lot of the self defense laws here. Like they don't have really anything. So like for example, like if like a man were to assault me, right, or like somebody I know, if you hit them or fight back, you can get charged with assault versus them. Like they expect you to just kind of like let it happen and then go to the police afterwards, which again, like I said, like I don't speak Japanese, it's hard for me to communicate. And then like again, like that's like in America, that's not really our culture of like just like allowing yourself to be hurt. Like we have such a like fight back culture, I think. Like we have such a like get out of my face, dude, and like, people every time people there's always fights going on in America. Like people, I mean, you know how Americans are, right? So
Yeah.
being in Japan, they kind of expect you to just kind of like sit there and take it. And I think it's really weird. And it's very heavily misogynistic. Like that's where it comes from is like it's a very misogynistic country. Women get paid less here. Women aren't respected as much here. And I've talked about that with a lot of my female Japanese friends. Like they really do struggle with like being heard and being seen here. um it's scary, like, and then and again, like being a foreigner here, like you don't want to get in trouble here, you do not want to break the law, you do not want to get into a run with the police because they will charge you, they're always going to like favor a Japanese citizen over you, even if like you were the victim, and it's like really scary, because again, if you're out in the city, you're out in Osaka and some guy tries to mug you, like who are you going to go to? Who are you going to talk to? It can be really scary.
That's crazy. Well,
Mm-hmm.
well, shoot. Well, I'm going to make sure I have my gear on so I can document the stuff.
Yeah.
So listen, I don't know if you got any meta glasses, but
No.
listen, listen. Sometimes I get the feeling in the pit of my stomach saying like I might need them later.
Yeah, yeah. That the
So
one time you don't bring it, some guy steals your wallet, and if you had it on record, you'd be able to describe what he looked like, type of thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They cost $400, but don't worry. It was
Oh,
$400, but don't worry. I use Zip to pay it off in payments.
oh shit, yeah.
Buy now, pay later. Gotta love it. And they work pretty good. I'm gonna keep using them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can use them for like work and stuff.
It's much better than having to strap on that GoPro camera every time when I go somewhere.
Oh
Like
yeah,
that's a lot of work. But with
yeah,
those, but with my glasses, you can just strap them on and just put them on and get going. By the way,
yeah,
they're actually transition They're also like regular sunglasses. But yes, like I said, when I leave the house, I only use those when I'm outside the house.
yeah.
Okay. Um, Last question. If someone discovers you today, what would you want them to understand about you beyond your art? And do you have any future plans?
What would I want them to know about me beyond my art? I think the kind of person I am, like, beyond like all the makeup and everything, I really try to be somebody that is understanding and caring and empathetic. I really want to be somebody that's very open-minded. And I'm always trying to correct myself and take accountability and like just learn because like I've made a lot of mistakes in my life and I think we all do. But that's who I want to be. I want to be somebody who's always growing, and I want to be somebody that people can connect with. Like, like send me your weirdos, send me like all like the people that like nobody wants to talk to, nobody wants to connect with. Like I'll connect with them. Um it's like a big eye-opening experience talking to like people from all walks of life, and I love that. Like I like that part about myself probably more than like any other thing. I can learn how to do art if I lost a skill today, but like learning how to be a loving and kind person and somebody who just wants to grow, that's really hard I think to do, right? And then in terms of like like future plans, I I want to continue to keep growing the YouTube channel and continue working with that and growing like my Instagram pages, but not just like in a numbers game, but I really want to build like this community where people who are like different, maybe they don't fit in, can like really connect with me. I want to work with, like I said, like different drag queens. I love working, with burlesque dancers. I love like working with these big collaborative projects, pop stars, like people who are really into art and they create art. I want to be a part of that. I want, somebody who's, doing this big show to wear my nails and like that people, oh, look at those nails. Like those are so cool. It's like, what the hell Ali made those like that. I really yearn for, coming back to the States. I come back in about 2027. I'll come back to the States. I'll be in California for a while until I move again. But um, I really want to bring my business back. I really want to like work and collaborate with other artists like I was before with like the candle business and all that and doing all the art stuff there. And I want to get more into like performing, and getting close with the queer community, like working in drag shows and I really want to take pole dancing classes. I thought that would be so fun. And just like, exploring, getting back into it.
That sounds like a very fun future plan you got there, and very fun because and I like the other way you answer the other questions because at the end of the day, you just want to be the person who's like loving and accepting, and just the person we're just all trying to do the right thing at the end of the day.
Hmm.
Mm,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
so
Absolutely.
exactly. Well, I think that kind of wraps up everything. I guess
Oh
you
my
enjoyed our
goodness.
discussion. You enjoyed our discussion today.
Yeah, I did. I'm glad. I hope I answered your questions well. I feel like sometimes I'm a little all over the place and I'm trying to.
No, Allie, listen, you did an amazing job.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm excited.
Me too.